Good afternoon, guys. Again, this is Doc. How are you, triathletes? Now, in the last concluded Peak 250, my daily Collagen triathlon race, I did an interview of some of the triathletes who participated in that event. Now, I asked them a question: what do they prefer to use in triathlon races? Is it a tri bike or a road bike? And then we will now play the interviews I did. Okay, so let's see and watch the interviews. Hi Moti, good morning.
Hi.
How are you? How are you?
Good, very good, thank you.
How's your day yesterday?
Excellent, very good.
So I would like to ask you a question. When it comes to triathlon races, what do you prepare? Tri bike or road bike?
Well, basically I will prefer the tri bike, and the reason is very simple. Once you go down on the tri bike, you are saving about 2 up to 3 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Your speed will be faster, of course. Yeah, that's my answer for that.
So this is your bike?
This is my bike. Yeah, I will use my tri bike, of course. Well, it's a road bike with aero bars, which give almost like to be like a tri bike. So.
Thank you very much, and have a good day. Race safe, race safe. Mike, morning.
Morning, yes.
How are you? May tanong ako, what do you prepare when it comes to triathlon races? Tri bike or road bike?
Depende sa course, pero at the end of the day, try bike pa rin.
Okay, bakit naman?
For one, mas maraming position na magagamit mo, yung mas hindi ka napapagod.
Okay.
You can do the aero position, you can sit up and all.
Okay. Ito yung bike mo.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, and race safe.
Thank you.
June, Rox, morning. How are you?
Morning, pare. Good.
Morning,
Good,
kamusta?
pare. Okay naman.
So, may tanong ako sa iyo actually, June. When it comes to triathlon races, ano ba prepared mo? Road bike o trad bike?
Well, actually, depende sa ruta. No? So, typically for Subic, I would prepare road bike.
Okay.
Pero this time around, I actually bring my tri bike para at least matest ko yung mga gagamitin ko sa next race ko. Kasi Subic is like a rolling route, so mas maganda road bike.
Ah, yes. Okay, tama.
Alright? Thank you,
Thank you
pare.
very much, sir. And race safe. Race safe. Morning, sir. Morning. How are you, sir? Pangalan niyo po, sir?
Alton Amor.
Yeah, okay. So, I have a question. What do you prepare when it comes to triathlon races? Is it a road bike or a tri bike?
Depende sa distance.
Okay.
For me, pag short lang yung mga Olympic, pwede road bike.
Okay. And then?
Pero yung sa akin talaga, maski short at saka yung full distance, TT talaga.
Road bike talaga. Oh.
TT.
Okay. Trial bike. Oh, sige. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And race safe. Race safe. Okay, race Hello, sir. Father, morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
What's your name, sir?
Father Costa.
Father Costa. Yeah, okay. God bless. Now, I have a question, sir. When it comes to triathlon races, what do you prepare? Is it a tri bike or road bike?
For the main time, road bike.
Okay, and then why?
Cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah. And a bit easier to use, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. Thank you very much, and race safe, race safe.
Okay.
Sir, morning.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Adele Samson.
Thank you. Nice, sir. So, I have a question, sir. No?
Sure.
So, what do you prepare when it comes to triathlon races? Is it a tri bike or a road bike?
Road. Okay. From the onset, tri bike na.
Okay.
Simply because of the geometry of the bike. It kind of moves you forward, so you use your quads instead of your hamstrings.
Okay.
It saves your these muscles for the run.
Yes.
Basically, yun lang talaga ang ano doon. And it's a lot faster in terms of power transfer.
Okay.
Better power transfer, yung wala masyadong slack. Unlike a road bike na medyo relaxed in fit. So ito, a tri bike, you're more forward so that you use more of your quads for later on. Gagamitin mo na yung hamstrings.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, may tanong pa pala ako isa.
Mas aero pa pala yung
Yan. Sir, coach ba kayo?
Hindi.
The explanation was okay. It's well said. Thank you very much and have a good day. Race safe, sir. Race safe. Good morning.
Yes, morning.
How are you? Are, nice meeting you. And it's excited na ako to race with you today. Para may tanong ako, when it comes to triathlon races, ano ba ang prepared mo? Tri bike or road bike?
Mga sprint distance lang, tsaka standard.
Okay.
Tri bike. Pero pag mga full Ironman, road bike na with aero bars.
Bakit naman?
Kasi mas fit and geometry pag road bike. Pag tri bike kasi syempre medyo compact yan. Kailangan compress ka dyan.
Okay. Tsaka Usually sa road naman, comfort
Oo,
eh, no?
kasi pag full Ironman, medyo mahaba yung
Comfort yung ano.
cycling distance niya, kaya mas kinakailangan mo yung comfort.
Okay. Rick! Race safe and glad pare excited na ako mag-race tayong dalawa. Pare kakapit ako sa iyo relax lang Sa likod lang ako may tali akong dala eh. Sir, good morning. How are you, sir? How are you?
Okay lang, okay lang.
What's your name, sir?
Maki.
Hi, Maki. Good morning. So, I have a question, sir. When it comes to triathlon races, what do you prepare? Is it a tri-bike or a road bike?
Road bike talaga ako.
Okay. And bakit naman road bike?
Well, I only maintain one bike. So, everything. So,
Ito yung bike nyo.
minsan pinapalit ako yung gulong pag mga single track.
Okay.
So, yan na talaga yung maintain kong bike. Isa lang.
Ayun, yeah. Thank you very much, sir. And race safe and have a good day. Enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
See you.
Loren.
Hi, sir. Good morning. How are you, Rojan? Yeah. Well, I know the famous rock star of the Ironman activities. Whoa! How are you, man? So I have a question, sir. When it comes to triathlon races, what do you prefer? Is it a tri-bike or road bike?
Depending on the course
Okay.
Kung technical siya, up and down, left and right, road bike.
Yeah,
Pero
right.
pag straight lang siya, like a long distance, especially long distance, kahit ano pa siya, get a trial bike.
Yeah. So when
Pero
it comes,
as long as comfortable ka sa fit, choose whatever weapon you want.
so if you're racing here in Subic, what is the bike that you are using? Tri-bike or road bike?
With this distance, try bike.
Right. I got it.
Try bike.
Yeah.
Zero.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, rock and roll, rock and roll. Woo! Now, after I did the interview, after we have shown to you the interviews that I did of the triathletes who participated in the recently concluded triathlon race 5150, you can see that some of them prefers to use a road bike. However, I think majority of them prefers to use a tri-bike. Now, we have to know now at this point the difference between a tri-bike and a road bike. Road bike is actually designed for comfort and for endurance and long distance. That's why the saddle now is positioned at least a little bit at the back, so that the rider will have a comfortable position while riding the bike. And as you can see in front of it is a handlebar whereby you can position your hand in front of on top of the handlebar or on top of the hood of the brake levers, and you can also use the drop bar for you to have that a bit of an aero position. And of course, you can check on the wheel set. It is a low profile wheel set, this one, which is actually designed for climbing so that it will have a lighter weight compared to a tri-bike. It's basically this one is the last time I weighted this one, it's in I think it's sub 17 pounds, this one. And as the recent design of the levers together with the shifting gears, they are now designed together with this one, just like this one is Shimano STI. This is the lever for the brake, and this one is for the shifting of the rear derailleur, and this one for the front derailleur. Now again for the crank set of the road bike, some athletes or triathletes prefers to have these compact cranks. This one is 50 and this one is 36. Again, why would the triathlete prefer to have a compact crank set? Why? Because again, it's designed for climbing, so that you can negotiate a climb easily if you have this compact crank set. Now again, at the back, the cogs. This one is 11 up to 30. It is a bit bigger because again, for you to climb easily, and you will have a bigger cogs at the rear. Now again, the brake levers are basically exposed here at the back and also in front. Now why? Because again, this one being a road bike, the aerodynamic is no longer the concern of the design. The two water bottle cages are positioned in the first. The other one is in the this tube, and the other one is the seat tube. Now again, for easy access of the rider, so that in the event that he would like to have his hydration during his ride, he can have easy access. So although this one is not good as far as aerodynamics of the bike is concerned, unlike in a tri bike, we will explain later that it is positioned somewhere else at the back of the saddle. Now, we have already examined the road bike. Again, we will now go into the tri bike. Again, basically, tri bike is designed for triathlon races or time trial. Why? Because of the aerodynamics capability of the tri bike. It is favored by triathletes and time trialists. Now, firstly, the water bottle cages of the tri bikes placed at the back of the saddle. Now, why? Because if it is placed somewhere here or here, that will affect the aerodynamic capability of the tri bike. So this one is hidden at the back of the rider, so it will not be hindrance as far as the aerodynamics is concerned. As you can see, the saddle of the tri bike is positioned a bit closer in front of the cockpit. Now, why? So that the rider will be a bit further in front, so that it will have a aerodynamic position. Now, as you can see, this seat tube, the seat tube is in a quite stiffer angle here. Okay, and you can also look at the seat post. It is aerodynamics, no? So that the air will just flow here smoothly without, however, having a turbulence while the bike is being used. If you will look at the design of a tri bike, it is basically an aerodynamic design. Why? Because check out, you can take a look at this one. This is the seat tube. The rear tire is basically hidden on this portion, so that there will be no turbulence. So this one will be taken as the whole piece. While it's being used, there is no turbulence. And also, take a look at the wheel set. This one is a 50mm to have a better aerodynamic capability. Now also the seat stay tube here is also aerodynamic, so that there is no turbulence, air turbulence while this being used. And also the calipers of this one, the tri bike, is not placed on top of the seat stay. It is basically positioned at the bottom of the near the bottom bracket, or basically here in the chain stay, so that it will be hidden from any possibility of air turbulence. The down tube going down to the bottom bracket, and from bottom bracket going to the seat stay, they design a bit bigger and with aerodynamic shaping, so that again there will be no air turbulence while this being used. But again, the design of this tri bike, the down tube and the seat stay together with the bottom bracket, they are a bit stiffer, so that you can take advantage of a steeper bike to have a better power whenever you are pedaling the bike quite a bit heavier than a normal use. And also the upper triangle, the top tube going down to the seat stay, they are a bit smaller in construction. Again, why this is now designed for comfort? Because if you have a steeper lower triangle, down tube going to the bottom bracket and to the chain stay, and then it's a bit steeper, and there will be no comfort if the top tube and the seat stay are also designed a bit bigger. So this was intentionally designed to be smaller, the top tube and the seat stay, so that the rider will benefit from the comfort of the design of the tri bike. Now again in front, if you can just take a look at the brake here, the V brakes. This one is positioned at the back of the fork. So again, it will have a better aerodynamic position, and then there will be no air turbulence while this bike is being used. And also check out the thickness of the fork. Is a bit thicker on this angle. However, if you take a look at the front profile, it's a bit thinner, so that it will have again a aerodynamic design. Now, this is the most noticeable difference as far as this tri-bike is concerned compared to a road bike. Now, for the handlebar, if you will check on the top portion of the handlebar, again, it is aerodynamic in design. For purposes of aerodynamic capability, this one is a good design. Now, this aero bars is again the most distinguishable design of a tri-bike. Now, a rider must position his arms in front like this, so that he will take advantage of the air position while riding, so that he will not be riding against the wind, but he is now riding with the wind. Okay? So it is very important to have an aero position while using your tri-bike, so that you will take advantage of the aerodynamics capability of the tri-bike. So now, one of the obvious differences between a tri-bike and a road bike is the weight. Basically, a road bike is lighter than a tri-bike, and tri-bike is a bit heavier. So, if you are now racing in a relatively flat course, then for me, it would be advantageous on your part to use a tri-bike, because you will take advantage of the aero position while you're on the bike leg. However, if there are some climbs that you will have to negotiate, well, it is advantageous on your part to use the road bike because it's a bit lighter than a tri-bike. Well, again, there's no hard and fast rule as far as this triathlon race is concerned. You can use your road bike or your tri-bike. Again, one of the crucial thing you have to consider is the condition of the road. If there are climbs that you have to negotiate, of course, it will be advantageous on your part to use your road bike. If the course is relatively flat, then again, using your tri-bike is better because you will take advantage of the aero position. Now, being a triathlete, I don't think there is the need for you to assemble two of these bikes or buy two of these bikes, because these are quite expensive, so you have to choose wisely. But for me, in my case, I would prefer to use a road bike during training and use my tri-bike during the triathlon races. Again, these are things that it's more of a personal preference rather than a rule. So again, choose wisely and don't forget to determine or see for yourself what suits you best, whether a road bike or a tri-bike, for you to enjoy your triathlon races. Thank you guys, and have a good day.